In today's video, I am going to be breaking down different baseline inbounds plays that you could run with an AAU basketball team. Some of these are going to be a little bit more easier than others, and some are going to be more advanced. So let's get down. Let's check these out really quickly. If you're looking for an unbeatable defense for your AAU basketball team, make sure to go check out the Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense down in the description below. Basically, what it does is it traps the corners, doubles the low post, and it doesn't leave any players open. So first, we're going to start in this first play with player 1 down in the low block. We're going to be, just for argument's sake, inbounding from the right side. And then we're going to have our biggest player at the high post or at the elbow of the ball side. Then we're going to have a player on the other elbow and another player out on the wing. We're going to start with player 1 setting a back screen for player 5. Player 5 is going to be using that screen. At the same time, player 2 is going to be moving in and setting a screen just behind player 5 for player 3 to use that screen and pop out towards the wing. What this basically does is now this is going to allow player 4 to have multiple options. He can either pass to player 5 or he can pass out to player 3. If he passes to player 5, this has to be a basket. If he passes to player 3, this could be a three-point shot, or he can set up the offense. If player 3 gets it, player 2 could pop out, player 1 fills out, and then what we can have is player 5 filling out here, and of course player 4 moving out. We're in our 5 out. That is one option. However, if player 3 and 5 are not open, player 5 needs to move his butt out of there, and player 1 is going to be setting a back screen for player 2, and this will be our last option. Basically, this is going to give us 3 options to get that ball inbounds. Now, if you're coaching either a beginner level team or maybe a younger team, this is a simple inbounds play that you can use as well. We're going to have player 5 and 3 set screens across, and player 2 and player 3 are going to be cutting across the key. And what we're essentially going to be looking at here is either player 3 potentially being open for a layup or player 2 being the option out here. If neither option is open, then player 1 will pop, and that could be our safety valve. Another great option is this one. Now, some coaches will run it a bit higher. When I was in elementary school, we ran this play, and we used to run it high, but I personally, as a coach, prefer lower and roughly right in the middle of the key. Player 2 is going to either pop up or pop down, depending on where his defender is. So if his defender is on this side, he needs to pop up. This will be a big pass out to player 2, and at that point, you can take that three-point shot or set up the offense. Player 3 would then be also cutting down as well. And meanwhile, when player 2 pops up, player 5 and 1 are going to be coming together for an elevator screen. And then, of course, player 2 would be looking to set up the offense or take that 3. Now, another play that I really like is the same idea. You can set it up as a line as well. This one I definitely prefer as a free throw line play. And this would be a play that you would be running against a team that is running a tight man-to-man defense. Player 3 is going to be the shooter. And player 5 is going to be setting a screen. Player 2 is going to be looking to set up a screen. And player 1 is also going to be looking to set up a screen. Kind of like a staggered option for player 3 to then pop out towards this wing. He would be our number 1 option. We would want to be hitting the 3 on this shot. After that first screen, player 5 will roll towards the basket, be the backup option. Player 1 will do the exact same, but on the obviously ball side. Player 2 is going to pop out as safety. Player 4 then has a couple of different options that he can make. Now, this play is a play that I run myself with every single team that I coach, other than some of the more beginner level teams, and that would be this play right here. And this works against a zone as well as a man-to-man defense as well. If player 2 is our shooter, we're going to call his name. He's going to run in between these two players, and they're going to set that elevator screen. That means that they come together, and the defender gets stuck on them. Player 2 will then be open for the three-point shot. If he is not, player 5 needs to be posting up his man. Player 1 also needs to be posting up his man. And player 3 is going to be popping as a safety. 95% of the time, this man is going to be absolutely wide open for that three-point shot. So if you've got a good three-point shooter, this is definitely the play for you. Now this is another play that you could run, and this is the fifth and final play. With this one, our first options are going to be hitting these guys coming down towards the baseline. This play is also for man-to-man defenses. This play is really, really good if you're looking to get either shots or wide open layups. Let me explain. So while these players are all popping down at the same time, if none of them are open, we're going to have player 2 set that screen in, and player 1 is going to be popping out, and player 3 is going to be setting that screen in, and player 5 is going to be popping towards the key. This now gives us the option for a 3 and a layup, depending on who player 4 passes to. So we have 4 options at first that lead into 2 options. So make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Basketball Zone Defense book down in the description below, and hit that like button and subscribe so that you can see my further videos. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again next time.